No, we don't have any local congregation where we have only Jews. No. 80 other commentaries on one or Casa Fasa Krata you say mostly Niana more of a sermonic presentation. It was more of an oral delivery than a written one. It's Abia at 12 or no more mature, you know, Abia James, Hebrews, Peter, and answer Judah, and Zambia Orca, and we have the orators or more the mature. They will compile them. It's Yana, especially with the Hebrew epistles, and it's very difficult to get the writer or the author if he doesn't identify himself. Senipana or trust akrata no. So anani who they say if you know Ayana Edding so be nipa or Troy. So the book of Hebrew you get to the author. It's very difficult to know the specific author, though people have suggested other people being the author of the book. And the last one we know of the book of Revelation. This a prophetic book. Yes Christo said you will see Eddie. So that is how the New Testament books are being divided. So we are going to take the first. So the book of Hebrews is the first general epistles that were written. Hebrew krata ne krata chokoma Jew for na say Hebrew for omuni baby pote but omodea krata ne omodea Jew for me Christo for. Okay. So the title Hebrews Greek kasem no pros Heberos to the Hebrews just or the comma Hebrew for. Okay. It is not the original with the book, but was later assigned to the book. Edino, yet the man say where the Hebrew for the chokoma mope. I say one who comment was where the fantafor na ye kama. Okay, we can assume a certain quotation to a tribe. So this book was originally assigned to the Hebrews. Hebrews is the first of the 8 books known as the general epistles. These 8 books are called the general epistles because they are addressed to a general, a widespread audience rather than a particular local church like Corinth, Ephesus, Philippi, or a particular individual like Timothy, Titus. Say they can, a general epistle, general in its sense, and they say, wow, ye Hebrew nibia and come out. So Rome, so Corinth, so Ephesus. It is for all Jews who are Christians. Okay, who are Christians. Now, who is the author of this book? Like I said, it's very difficult to pinpoint one person. Say, Ebi asemesi and obintin, and a true ngoma if he say, the ocho ina na ni huedi. Okay, but there are clues and there are subjective things or eternal evidences. Obet ma kai ngoma emuno, obet me yi and you maybe the ocho for ne kai associate no to obia and likely say on a betro. Okay, so the author and the time of writing even are unknown, but time no you best speculate a bride de cho krata no so no you bet mama range be we don't have a specific time or author say on if it's a wanda ni wedi by be breji tum say be Paul we go here say the Paul krata no that 13 epistles now or choy said the name no said the osi kasa wom and is anuoma no said the osi chia said the osi wie no e be ono but wa money din mostly support that boni din. Okay, say oni anuanu bi kwa na choy a otimi bo mudin ka ne ho, but the writer of Hebrews did not identify himself. It said he can, but yen can be chapter 13 verse 23. And woman ye but pepe say ye kind associating with Obi say it's likely to be Paul. Okay, but we don't have any eternal evidences to prove that. Hebrews 13:23. I was saying
Mungu say waja ye nua Timoteo na say oba intempa a meneno beba abehumo
80. The author say na omuni baby at Timothy wo enti na twofo no the author no emma enuanom Hebrew for no information say oh somebody dey ejai Timothy. Okay, na say oba menene beba mo. Okay, it means that the writer has a very close relationship with Timothy. Now you hear Timothy is on the Paula right? So people speculate that Paul might be the writer, but that is the only internal evidence that we can prove. And only at the end, you are cracked any much said a bit to Paul. Okay, so other people are saying that said Paul television and the crater water bonidi and we want more. So there might be credible evidences that it can be Apollo bit my Apollo go Apollo na no ate o hwe krata animu a se wanonte pa you cannot be associated to the writer of this book. Or share the content, how the person is well vexed in the Old Testament writings, the Psalms, the prophets, and the law. Sani mami ensa Jew for no kremu no. Se unimobi a unimpa a wano ati a untimi ntro. And people also associate with Barnabas that Paul, Barnabas, and Timothy work together, and he can also be linked to the writer. People also attribute to Luke, Peter. Okay, Jew for no share say no. Bra Jerusalem asafo no share say no. Jew for nko na etwa hia ho sa abre no. And Peter the original e kasa kire omo, and a lot of quotations are Peter quote to here e be hu e the book of Hebrews in mu. So people also attribute it to Peter or Jude or Stephen or Silas or even Clement and Obia or the Oka. But you see, the author of the book does not it doesn't mean that the book is not inspired, because it meets the canon of the scriptures. And you might say, Sakratawi, if you the book of Hebrews meets all those clarifications, right? So now, so they kind of weighing a recipient because they are not associated in a very geographical area. Say, be a Hebrew for and a Jew for no, but they were the one who were hearing, like I said. Book of Hebrews, you know, more of like a sermon, right, than letter or choy. Okay, so they are audience, and the audience that we can deduce is that they were all Jews. We didn't get a single eternal evidence say amamemu or kamamemu for once and Christopher, but all of them were Jewish Christians. Okay, so the repeated tenses in the connection of the sacrifice system points to the temple, and it's still being used. Some rena or chokratano na Jews somno ebida so ekwemu. People were still in Judaism as the writer was writing to the Jews or the Hebrews. Okay, so you could see that his evidences in all the things, the points that he laid, points to us that the temple was still there during that time. Also, there is no specific mention of the Gentiles in the book. The readers may have been Jewish Christians in or around Rome. It was sure the comma Jew for more some patemo. And the book of Romans, there are a lot of association with the book of Hebrews, with the book of Romans. Okay, it's a bit my point because and some baby yes, the book of Romans or them it was a mixed church where we had a lot of Gentiles and a lot of Jews, but we need there specifically to Jews. So you could see a lot of inferences from the book of Romans. Now, yes, but what was the background or the purpose, the reason behind that book, or the reason behind the book of Hebrews? The original recipients of the Hebrews letter were professing Christians who had come out from Judaism. A Jew for free Jew for Christo. They are, let me say, half-baked Christians, or so be a Jew, you know, beside a Christian here, is a Jewish Christian, right? But Jew for Somasi and a Christo for. Now, they were experiencing persecution for their faith, and as a result were tempted to return to Judaism. Christo Somna or Mabamuno, omo. You see, the persecution were in two folds, or time on every baby me neighbor. They did kind some now Rome, a Hinian and a horse aberno. Now, Rome for no day, no Jew for some no munim se oho. The Romans knew of only Judaism. They thought Christianity was just a sect of Judaism. Jew for Roman for the don't say. So because of a Christonia, be a Jew for ni be, or Muslim ni be, fan baby na omoye Christo for. They didn't know that Christianity was a different religion altogether from Judaism. Okay, enti omube hunu nesa no omube time Christo for. Okay, that is why we have the book of Revelation in there. Afe Jew for na ankasa ebe time Jew for no so mabaye Christo for no so bi. Enti emma bebre epese omusa be ko machi na afi do mabaye Jew for som na ankasa na omabetirem omunye Christophobia. So the writer of Hebrews was trying to encourage them so that they will not go back or reverse back to Judaism. The writer of the book of Hebrews warns his readers not to return to the practice of Judaism and thereby turn away from Christ. The writer argues that Christ is superior to Judaism. Christ's covenant, the new covenant, is superior to the old covenant, which had been given to the Jews. The woman a comparison. The one woman no. The Bible from chapter 1 to chapter 13 and to toto. So what the writer did is that he compared the old religion, Jew forsome, and a Christosome, and a all compare. It's way so will be dispensation and the difference between Judaism and Christianity. You can use the book of Hebrews alone to teach that person to understand that there is a mass difference between Judaism and Christianity. And so say see that you for some any Christosome term. Now Christo eson echen bibia would you for some nimu. So it talks about the superiority of Christ. Yes, Christo neson e wo bibia. It right from chapter 1 to chapter 13 no. Say enema would you for some nimu no or the betoto said the Christosome is it and say said the Yesu ebro san your money na eso. But you say but I want us to get the foundation well so that when we start with the book we will not be find wanting. Afe the woman soon na ya futu nko a o sha omoden because omugide na ye mre omo be so mo san omachi ebi po san omachi awie akoju for sum ni mu biem e na otrefo no ebo moden se osan be mo mate say you will not lose anything but ukoju for sum ni mu back there ube lose enema enkwaje kra we lose right from the word go. Okay, but gaining Christ you are not going to lose anything. So it has been suggested that the author begins his book like an essay, precedes like a sermon, and ends like a letter. Okay, so a lot of a footwork and the book of Hebrews say offer bit many a lot of sermons a footwork be a footwork a shame GDA. Okay, sermons that strengthens. You can get a whole lot of them, and I hear quotations be or no. Okay, and kokobo warnings. Okay, say you cry GDM. Okay, you cry GDM. So the book of Hebrews is a very nice book to study. Like I said, the date of writing, no, we can speculate. We can speculate around that time. Says our Brennan or Trevor around that time. Yehu say Nikasa muno na asori dino. Okay, the temple was present as at that time. And Yehu say AD 70 and as asori dino ebubuye. So it tells us that it was written before AD 70. Now, Mumienka chapter 2. Me say na Jew for nkwa na sabre no na o ma hye Kristo so ma se kai say Peter ni du ba ko no so original Pentecost da no na e Jew for a o matwa wi o moti wi ase afa na nyina na abaye den abetena wo. So if this letter is written to the Hebrews or to the Jews, then it started, or this book can be around time as afunu as here. And we know that the time that the church started was around AD 33, right? So AD 33 no some any menya we had not gotten elders in the church at Jerusalem. It was only the apostles and the prophets that were then. But actually, right? So it tells us that the letter was not written just immediately after the church started in Jerusalem. Okay? But then it took a longer time for them to appoint elders because Acts 15, no, Jerusalem conference, no, say na ashefo ewo etitimbi omo Jerusalem. Okay. In Acts chapter 15, there were elders of the Jerusalem church present at the council. So it tells us that it took a longer time before when they appointed elders in the church, this book was written. It's dating around AD 64 to 69 or 68. Okay. So this book is probably written around that time because it was written to the Jews or to the Hebrews. 80. There is an outline. Say na ye babe from your 5 weeks per. It's you say November. Your 5 Wednesdays. And yes, I did the bosom the 4 weeks per na. It's at least say 13 chapters. We have 13 chapters in the book. So at least if you're able to look at 3 chapters every week, we'll be able to complete the book. Enti ene ye bebo modern yen tu mika bebre ena yen relax bebre. So core points, we are going to read it verse by verse, but then those core points that we need to expose them, we will just expose them so that we will understand. So me see the woman in a comparison. Whatever that's in the book is about comparison of the old covenant or the old religion to the new covenant or to the new religion, Christianity. So and the Abomodin said Sebrebe mu a bit me 3 chapter 1, 2 and 3. Tina me de audio no 2 page no so me sema ba ya download kakra. Obi no obeka say oni data na mo data. Say you to data kra cha aduane. Obu a oni di ba o data ana meboa. So let us use our data to download the audios as we are busy to listen to them. I know the other better say en kan kwa the be problem we dey city tie serem ya mama ye ntie at least bibi kakra bi beka wa adwuma ye kenkan a it will stick in the mind. Me pese be wie book no na won kai bibia. I don't want us to remember the book, that even when the book is not there you'll be able to recall all of what is being said. So you share the overview or the history or the author of the book. So we are going to start with chapter 1 and 2 where Jesus is we are going to compare Jesus with the prophets and the angels. Okay, it's or try for the share say na share comparison as I say. Yes, to change the kind one a D4 no, because or trauma Hebrew for the Hebrews or the Jews regarded the prophets. Kai say omo enema me nsa omo gidi eyemra a D4 no and anyom. Okay, the Psalms, the prophets and the laws. So if you are not well versed in these three, you can't convince a Hebrew to be a better Christian. Okay, enti ye be shasie enti all shasie ne de one shadan spending so much time or compare Yesu to a D4, but still they don't compare a D4. Okay, but a lot of people don't see that he has been compared to 80 chapter 1 and 2 ne de above for kesepa no de omo compare, and the Jews regarded angels. Okay, omoji above deeper, and whatever God was using the angels to do, the Jews regarded them. Into ombe who say Yesu bro above also there, then it means it's a serious thing because they regarded the angels as messengers of God. It is said say Yesu san bro above also there, and na Yesu no osopa. And in chapter 3, where probably if time is on our side, we will get to or the Yesu to Moses. Okay, so Jesus was also so compared to Moses. So let's start with the N95 Bible no. Now you call Hebrews chapter 1. Hebrews chapter 1. Now you can verse 4 verses 14 pe. 80 core verses now, then we expound them. 80 chapter Hebrews 1 and 2 there. Church of Christ for a quotation there a certain outdoor means a trade dispensation. We Hebrews 1 free wa okuno. But you see, I want us to understand they quote the supporter at the but you have to understand the text in its context, right? 80 and then I want you to have a clear idea about it so that when you are explaining it to someone you'll be able to explain it to oh chair will be asked here what matter see free the entire all trueness okay yen kan
onyankopon a teteno onam emre ahodo eni su ahodo so kasa kire ajanom adifo no mu no ena a edi akire yi mu okasa kire yen oba a waye no nioma nyina odidifo a onam ne so enso eye emre santin no mu.
So to the Jew, he know that there is that Yahweh God. It was say no obo onyankopon din. And all che omo say at every time you be no God communicated to the fathers you for no omaja no no onam kwan bebre so na kasa che omo. So the writer want them to understand that God can also speak through Jesus Christ to them. Opese Jew for na Hebrew for ne tie ase say enye de Mose kan kwa na makura mu saa da bi kai se moja no no onyankopon nam ekwan bebre so kasa che omo. Okay, etoda bi a eja ehye na onam so akasa che etoda bi a ensa ya twa na eno e chiro bibi na okasa che omo. And do you know the Urim? Na asofo penifo no wo entade bi. Na Israel for abusu eko dumi no obia wo mineral a onyankopon de represent no. Onyankopon nam sa Urim no so mpo timi kasa che asofo penifo no, Lewi asofo no. So God used different ways to speak to their fathers. Jew for no omaja no no. Nyankopon fa kwa bebre so kasa che omo. And all che omadwen asisu say ene di achie yi de onyankopon kasa che enam Yesu Christo so they don't have to hold fast to the things that Moses or their fathers have said, but rather they should accept what Jesus is telling them now. And onyankopon say onam so wakasa, and it is a present he has spoken to us. And ya fe no obekasa. nyankopɔn akasa awie ɔnam yesu kristo so na ɛkasaeɛ. So the Hebrews need to accept the words of Christ. Nti baby yesu ka sɛ mususu sɛ me na mede mbɛtwa agya n'anim na de ɔde mbɛtwa agya n'anim wɔ hɔ ɔne ne Mose a mo de den mo de mo ani ato no so no na sɛ mogye Mose edi a kame so ma den mo bɛgye me adi efi sɛ manum nsɛm no ɔno na kyerɛɔyɛ. Moses wrote the things concerning Christ, and Jesus laid a premise that if you believe in Moses, then you have to also believe in the writings of Moses, because so if you believe Moses, you must believe his writings, because he wrote things about me. It was a Jew for no eti asese enne no onyankopon akasa kire omo enam Yesu Kristo so na onam Yesu so na eye adedie Yesu edi bibia. He is the heir of all things. Onyankopon amfa ejanom no ekwan ofa so kasa kire no anyi obi asa ono na endi ade ji Yesu Kristo nko a. Okay, na Yesu Kristo mo te ase se ono so ebo ewiase, so he is a creator. Yenuanum Jehovah Witness for church say Yesu ye born or kan abofo. And this book is so wonderful that it addresses every doctrine. In cheche bia ewo Kristo sum bia address, because he's comparing the Old Testament religion to the New Testament religion. It's in cheche bia na e kasa efa ho. Okay, it wo momote ase say Yesu enye abofo. Untimi nka say Yesu ye abofo. No. And we will look at all the evidences in there to know that say esubi wo abofo ho a Yesu Kristo wo a enchese omo yepe. Ebia if I'm comparing a dog to a cat, say me ka say oh kraman e wo dua, okra nso wo dua, enchese okra ne kraman yepe, right? So we will make a lot of comparisons when it comes to he comparing Jesus to angels. But enchese Yesu your abofo, say the yenuanu Jehovah dey say Yesu ono ane abofo Michael ene san encheche no. Hebrew etro for no mo beti ase say Yesu eso chen abofo no empo. Dedi kan no oso chen edifo no if say ne onyankopon nam ne so na ekasa. Mbacho ye nto aso.
Ono ara a oye na ni onyam no ehrane ene esu insaso.
So Jesus extends the glory of God. Yesu Kristo ne da onyankopon eni monyam eden edi ye nto aso.
Na ode ne tumi asem so nyoma nyina mu no ode ono ara ne hu edwira yembone no okotena na ne onyam kese no nifa so osrosro.
And that position, you see, comparison ma or say omo te ase ne say Jesus ye kwaye ni no beka, the lowest position that man can ever have Yesu ebe fire, and the highest position that man can ever attain Jesus also took it. Said the name of Philippians 2 no akwate bia pa na Yesu be fire, and a position na onyankopon betimi di onipa bia duru ho no Yesu oyo onyankopon do oba nipa te bia mu de, but osan kɔ hɔ okotena onyankopon sanifa so obi antimi ntina. It is the highest of all ranks. Yento aso
na wachene abofo no emroso sade ne din kunini a wanya no echene won de no
eti wo be chance ya be compare Yesu any abofo no, because abofo bi no awokotena onyankopon sanifa so da Yesu Kristo nko a. So he is much better. What a comparison I say, having been so much better than the angels, okay, as he has by inheritance obtained a more excellent name than they no above no as regard to the angels. It's Yesu dino bro abofo ni din so edin no ye tumi o nyankopon sani fa so nche say ye place bia bia kwa na akwatena se yo no a position bi, okay. And it's in Philippians 2:8 okay or say esro for asase for ne asase for enkoto dwe nyina ye den enkoto no onyankopon adom Yesu edin a ebru edin bia so it's about authority, okay. And it's na Yesu owu sorry ye no ma ye hu say ye de osoro ne asase tumi nyina ama no. All authority in heaven and on earth has been given unto him, and it is that name. That is why he has obtained a more excellent name than the angels.
Na abofo mu hwan na waka kire no pense me ba ne wo me na mawo ene na bio me ye waja na waya me oba
to aso
na onyade abaka no ba wiase bio o say ma onyankopon abofo nyina ensore no.
Okay. And see, we make it first point and they say no angel sat at the right hand of God, because Christ was the only one who was to be at the right side of God. And one fra before no mubia seneba Okay, the angels at times called the sons of God. Okay, Job, yes, angels. Ebe onyankopon eto asase fapem no Bible say onyankopon ma edia who say the sons of God, they were created before the creation of this world. Yebo onyankopon bo abofo ansa na obo asase ni mu nioma. And the Bible tells us that ebe onyankopon bo oye asase fapem no, the sons of God rejoiced, and he was talking about the angels. But abofo ni mu bia ni wa nyankopon ka che ne say oye ne ba. We are single back out except Jesus Christ. And we all confirm that it was through the resurrection. Okay, Romans chapter 1 verse 4. Yes, Christ who saw you know, and then nam so Emma obey unyankopon. But it's just a relationship. You know, I'm incredible say na ejano okonya yere wen ya onene wo a ebe free yesu say oba. You call ye know mami kremu bi ane ni sua de ne point the question no. And I make sure say enye sebi be ma ne oba e da ho asem. It's about a relationship. So obi okra wa woda bad wa fo obi se ne ba. You can't just say that the person don't have the right to call that person a son. Obeti my friend and nam enkitawudia and no said the say Paul chapter 13 verse 23 no or associate Timothy no say Timothy na oye ne ba. So obi e convert obi a obeti maka say oh me banie, okay, in a loose sense and yes on the wall no. So it is that position baby yesu wonti na ejane friend say oye ne ba because he's the only one who was called the Son of God. Okay, and you see, or say, or can so say, and there are a lot of quotations, especially in the writings. On say, me say, emrano, a defon, and a nyom, and a Jew for no mukrem. Ain't only Jew near or ye Hebrew ni edin common one ko to san your mano and support to her. They won't understand you. So there are a lot of quotations in the Old Testament, especially in Psalms. Okay, and nyomomano okotu bebre ewo mu enti enyomono ni acho se abofo ni nyina be koto sa onyankopon ba no a oni Yesu Kristo no na abofo so angels do not receive worship. Yes, you are the book of Revelation one yes you are angels. Okay, na ebia no ebra John per se osom abofo no, the angels told him that we need to only worship God. Onyankopon kuto ne eden yes sorry no. So if the angels gave worship to the Son, who is Jesus Christ, it means Jesus Christ is not an angel. Say above for ain't mean fa or sorry emma or moyonko above for. Ji unyankopon kuto. Okay? So Jesus was God. That is why the angels worshipped him. Moka ebra Yesu Kristo okwa asenu ya no so na ne reho no. Bible say angels came to strengthen him. They came to minister unto him. Omoba somono. So Jesus received worship. It's a maniye unyankopon. So Jesus can never be an angel. Yen to us verse 7.
Na abofo no ho de o say oya na abofo mframa ne na somfo ojaframa.
Bible say unyankopon de mframa and ojaframa na ebo abofo. And Jesus Christ was not created with such. Yesu Kristo ya mfa ojaframa ana mframa ena eden ebo no. Okay? And can I say they are ministers. Okay, omo ya asomfo omo som. But yes, you nyakopon oje or sorry. So angels can never be compared with Jesus Christ. Yeah, to us.
Na oba no ho de o say onyankopon wahinwa ewo ho da pem wahini epoma aye poma a etene.
Okay, yenia aheni esua desua bi efa onyankopon ba sakro na eja oba ne hon konkro. We eja ne na ekasa, it is the Father, God the Father who is speaking. And he's saying about to the Son, he says, your throne, oh God. Ejana kasa efra obane se oyo nyakopon. So you can't tell us that Jesus is an angel. Ejana kasa say, oh onyakopon. Okay? So the Father called the Son God. Now or say na hini no etimoda, and the scepter of righteousness is the scepter of your kingdom. Yes, Christo ahini no e asafo no ebetina hoda. Yen to aso.
Odo tenene na uchiri amuye enti ana onyankopon ede ahusan.
Therefore God, your God, eti onyankopon unyankopon. And you see the Mormons for believe be said gradually obi betima be yo onyankopon.
Yeah.
Eti omuji di say on say Bible ka say oye Moses say onyankopon oh Israel for them right. They believe that man can become God, and it's impossible. Man can never become God because we don't share those attributes here. Okay, enti ejano na ekasa say oh Onyankopon aha to aso
oh Onyankopon ede ahusan ngo asra wo asene wo mfefo
to aso
na erade mfitiasia no woto asase fapem.
He is still talking about Jesus Christ. So he is a creator. Obade Jesus laid the foundation of the world. Or to asase so fapem.
Na wonsa no nyuma ne osoro. Enonom besey na wo de wo ara. Na ne nyina besu atade.
Asase we yen say Nyankopon boy and on say no. But Jesus is a creator. He created the world and the heavens and everything therein. And the Bible is confirming that enonom ben Sanyoma na Onyankopon ne boy and the best say but ono say his age never fades. He is Onyankopon enano. Esonte say Nyankopon wedi say wedi 1,000 years, wedi 2,000 years. No. Nyankopon yentimi end time no. Okay? That is how the son is. Son Jesus Christ etie. Ento aso.
Na obebo won se fratam. Na wasa chira won se atade.
Ento obi o say asase sense no. Peter Kaye Hebrew trofo no so aka ewa ha to aso.
Na wo de what say what ara na wo mfie hida.
Ento Onyankopon fie eso nte say bia obewu ti no. Say amre ba bi odu di Onyankopon enche oba akokora obewu. God never gets old. Okay? He's the ancient of days. You can't untimi say Onyankopon di fie say na ne na so ote. No. Okay? So that is how the son is.
Na abofo mu hwan ho na waka pense tena menifa so kwesisa mede watamfo beye wonan ase ntiaso
unim tete no omkwa na ebi aman mienu ebeko a se yedi oman bako di oman bako so a ohene no yomuntanku no na de omoye ne se omako obi awie no ohene no omagya no na omode na ba ohene na wadi nkunim no. So when two nations are fighting and the other is victorious over the other, they don't usually kill the king of the army. It will more the ohene ne ba the omoye ne say ohene ni tibeto na the ohene na odi ikunim no ode ne nan etia ne kon ha. It signifies victory. Okay? So Jesus sat at the right hand of God, and God the Onyankopon ye ne say o ma Yesu Kristo e de nan tia na tamfo eso. It signifies ebra odi owo so nkunim no. He is the one of the highest of authority over all. It's above for no mu bia no a Nyankopon ma ne natamfo sa. So angels can never be compared to Jesus Christ. Yento aso.
Won nyina enye ahohom asomfo.
He's still talking about the angels. Also omo ye honhom asomfo. They are ministering spirits. Omo besom ye ahotefo. That is one duty of angels. And they above for ye and then so omo besom ye. They come to what? Minister unto us. To us.
Wobeye enkwaje no adidifo no nti wosoma won se won kosom.
So their duty is to serve. But Jesus Christ defeated his enemies, and then the enemies were trampled by his feet. 80 or the kata edika no chapter 1 no esi. The woman in say wadi kama. They are not recipients, but they are rather listeners. They are audience. Omutie to say the ye tie and then chair no. It was more who say the edika Onyankopon nam kwan bebree so na kasa. It's a need or nam Yesu Kristo so na kasa. Na Kristo ye Onyankopon ye oba de. Okay? Enti osoche edifo no a Onyankopon nam won so kasa che o magya nom no. Afa Yesu so chen abofo. Because abofo no mu bia ni ho a Onyankopon de ne tena ne nsanifa. Na abofo no so ye bo mo. Okay, Colossians 1 15 ne ba Onyankopon enam Yesu Kristo so ana Kristo ne bo ade aye hunu ni de ehunu to me. Okay, principalities, powers and all those things were created by Jesus Christ. And abofo no so no sa na omotie, they are spirits, and then they were created by Jesus Christ himself or by God. Enti ye ntimi fa abofo and abofo so omonye osori, but ye be who ye say Onyankopon ba Yesu Kristo de oje osori. So that is how the chapter 1 ends. Meaning so be what question what chapter 1 ni mu ansa na yato. O de moma yen kwa enim kaka he say ye we chapter 2 na ebre na aka anytime e dey pon this, e dey see chapter 2 ho na ye busa questions na e wo ho say the eti ne say verses na no so bebre sa Okay, it's a bit me akoyenim. So chapter 2. So don't forget, we see the whole book comparison. The whole book of Hebrews is about comparison of how the Jewish religion was to the Christian religion. And he has compared, and it's all about Jesus Christ, okay, being superior over everything. Yes, Christ to a chain bibia. Today, the kind of chain a D4 no, or sign chain above 4. Above 4 no answer no, or the Akora chapter 2. Or say but discussing more about Jesus being more than what? The angels. Chapter 2 no at also. So let's continue reading Hebrews chapter 2.
Verse 1. Yeinti esese yesonyoma a yatie no mu den.
Verse 14 in chapter 1 tells us that the angels are ministering spirits sent to what? To serve those who inherit eternal life. Yeah, ebenya dan kwa no. Onyankopon soma abofo say omma som ye. Eti sade ni nti no, eni kwa say etutu ejidi ase. Okay? So he said that we must pay more careful attention therefore to what we have heard so that we will not drift away. Said the Hebrew a Christopher no tiny about almost need to omuja Christo sum si ho na almost go back to the Jewish religion no. He is using that to tell them that if you are both from regarding so why are you going back to the old religion? So we just have to what? Pay attention. Also, my dream back is to someone na more free GDN so that you will not be drift away. To us so.
Emmanuel bros na yansane ho dabi. Na se asem a wanam abofo so eka ye no timi. Na emrato ene aswodin biara enya na katua a ese a. Yanso se yamu nkwagie kase a ete se ye a ye bedwane afri musen.
Onim. They know the history about when God sent an angel to bring a report. Yen in Sodom and Gomorrah, right? Ebro Nyankopon so ma abofo ma omo epeso mbe say Sodom ni Gomorrah no. Hebrew for no enim. It is abofo be kan sembi. Na wanti a unya akatua. It was chomo say and some abofo be kan ye bia etimi ye, it was binding. Okay? And every violation and disobedience received a just punishment. The abofo no be kan and whatever message an angel delivered which people did not heeded to, they took a punishment from it. It's how much more and somehow yes Christ are because now they have understood that Jesus is more than the angels, right? Yes Christ chan above for and above for no so the nsamba no way ntia aso twen wo ho they have witnessed that punishment. Okay, it is a Jesus so be kan nsam bi na wa ntia ene enkwagye na eso no unya yento aso
eno na erade efri ase kan no one hour te ye no ehye mudin emayen na onyankopon enso de nsenkyerene ane anwade ne ahode ne ahodo ne ho kronkron a otete mu se openu edi hu adanse bi.
And you see all the miracles that Jesus did, eje nyankopon na be share nsem a oye ni nyina den so that you are without excuse. Say unjin di say Yesu Kristo onyankopon na akasa akere no. So all the things that those who were the first hand message received were backed with signs, wonders and miracles. And senchene awon ade ni tumi de ye no. Ni nyina be ka ho ema ebehu ye say enkwagye nkuto ne free Yesu Kristo mo ye den eba ye nto aso.
Efri say enye abofo ase na wade wiase a ereba a ye ka ho asem no ahye. Na obi di adanse ba bi say odasani ane wan a wokai no anase onipa ba ne wan a wani ku ne ho.
Okay, eti Jew for no so adwen aye wona akaka. You see uyo obi a o kasa che nkofo bi a na wo make points a said obi so te ase no odi obi compare obi no no so comparison na oye na emane nti bibia ase because o say right and can che Hebrew for ne say yes Christ so che abofo right but or say about mo who chapter 2 has say yesu ba nipa tebiem obaye ti say nipa o de nipa ne abofo gina hwana o yesu superior against the other. Is it not the angels when you are comparing man to angels? We abofo ba ko peti mi kum nipa bebre. Okay? Enti omonti ase say one o si yesu che eso chen abofo but yesu zo be nipa ene na yesu tumi ne de enu abofo no enti or to aso ahye mu omasam no den ama oma beti ase say aden na Nyankopon dwen ho sa na ode enkwagye abre enam Yesu Kristo a ode na tena ne nsa nifa so a wotumi wo soro na emom oda ne be ye akoa eti wo kyerem say de ntia Yesu be ye nipa ne say sa nkwagye no wa ma ho nam famu a yenya. Jesus has to become like a man like us so that he can save us. Eti bana oba be ye se nipa no eche ye nipa nyame pa na Kristo be bi ma na say atemu dani dru a we will become better than angels. Yen yebe bro abofo so pacha yati ase enti o ma hu say ampa ade na Onyankopon ani kun yen nipa ho sa because onim Nyankopon hyehyɛ nkwagye ama onipa but abofo de onim. You see, angels have rights abofo to say yen so omo say ombetime choose bibi say we ye ana we ye enti na usua de wo Romans chapter 8 if 28 ba na Paul discuss say bibie no ebetete ani Kristo dom na obobo no ma bi ebetete ani Kristo dom ena wo ka obo abofo bi wo ho ya abofo bi a omo choose say they will rebel against God. Okay, and then Ephesians 6 be 2 for say enye ne honam ni moja na eden enya ne mo ye ne ewie matu for ne ahonbone sa ahonhom ni nyina no e ya abofo omo ya ahonhom. They are ministering spirits but they can rebel against God. Okay, they can rebel against God. Yen to also verse 7 no
wamano aka kakra bi na wato abofo wode anuonyam ne nidie abono abotire na wode no asi wonsa no onwuma so wode nyoma nyina ase ne nan ase na se ode nyoma nyina ase na si na se wode nyoma nyina ase na si wanya bribiara a wamfa anse na se
etunim ye compare nyoma nipa abofo e na Kristo e wo se Kristo ebe ye se nipa na emomo no eye nkwagye enti na obeba be ye se nipa enti ase abofo no be bro Yesu Kristo so de nanso ye nam so benya nkwagye nam Yesu Kristo ba ni nipa te biem nam so benya nkwagye wi afei de ye be bro abofo so. Okay, if you say ye be di owu sorry eso ye nto aso
na sesei de yenya hunu se wode nyoma nyina ase ase na de wo bra no ase mano kakakra bi na oto abofo a ono ne Yesu no yehunu se owuo ama ne hunu inti wode animonyam ne nidie abono abotire na wafa Onyankopon adom so aka owuo ahwe ama onipa biara.
Okay, so the Yesu be ne se ne twa se nipa wu ansana wabesombo nanso Onyankopon ehyehyɛ nkwagye ma onipa enkwagye na ɔhyɛ ma onipa no Jesus has to become like us. But also chapter 4 there, but he was made a little lower than the angels. Yehu chapter 1 say Yesu chen above all. But obeye nipa oba nipa tibiem said ebeya Yesu ye nam no so ebenya enkwaje ni nti no Onyankopon enam ne so ema obeye te said obeye akoa no. Okay, ye nto aso.
Na efata de ninti enyoma nyina wo ho na enam ne so na enyoma nyina ewo ho de ode emma bebre eba anionyam mu no se ode won nkwagye safohene nam amane hunu mu bekopeye a edimumu
to aso 11
na de ote ho ne won a wote won hu ne de wote won hu nyina obosie baako ne sa enti enye no ani wo se obefre won anuanom.
Yekasa obi a saint is someone who has been set apart. Onyankopon yi Yesu Kristo si yo se onfa nkwagye mre nipa na yenso a yenam saa nkwagye no so no Onyankopon ate ye ho we have also been sanctified. Ezi nyina no Onyankopon ahu ye se ye baako. Okay, yento aso
say mebo wudi machre minuanom asafumu ana metu ayeye nyom mama wo na bio mede me ho beto ne so
but of verse na okay
verse 12 and 13
what kind 9 no
my kind 9
okay yento aso
verse 12 say mebo wudi machre minuanom asafumu ana metu ayeye jom mama wo na bio mede me ho beto ne so na bio enso hwe me ne intia mene intia Onyankopon de won ama ne no enie. Verse 13.
Verse 13 and to us.
Okay, verse 14. Enti se emanu anya honam ni moja kro no bie no saa ara na ono nso fa mu ebi se onam owuo so betu de owo owuo tumi a one obonsam no na waje won a anka owuo ho ehu nti waye enkoa ena a wode te ase nyina.
Okay, eti de oba Hebrew for omiye na tie for na tie ase ne se na wo se Kristo be di obonsam so na boni akatua ye owuo, right? E wo se Yesu Kristo timi be di boni eso se de be ya ewuo huhu be free onipa mu ewuo na o ka na nye ewuo se nipa be wuo na emom ye ne Onyankopon ntem no ye betimi anya da nkwa eti Yesu Kristo ba oba honam fam no na ogusu kyerɛkyerɛ wo mu de enti a oba honam fam a ayese wabe ye kuma achen abofo no enye ne santi ne moma ye nkwagye enti ena ema obeye sa ye nto aso
na ampara enye abofo na oso wo mu eje won na mom Abraham asefo na oso wo mu eje won.
Verse 16 no unim Nyankopon aboa nipa Abraham asefo no God gave man help or aid to man. The one him abofo na make us say okay Romans 8 omumu bi no omu rebel against Onyankopon. Nyankopon am another second chance of repentance. Sa abofo no omu free moral agency no se wo choose a eno ano no. Se wo choose se oni Onyankopon obegina that is all. Wo choose se obeka obonsam eho na ma rebel against Onyankopon eno ano no. Unya adwensa kyebiem te se de ye ekwan Onyankopon nam so ema obi benya da nkwa no. Angels don't have that aid. They don't have that chance to repent. No. 80 omo mahu say Onyankopon aboa nipa echen abofo. Okay? So it tells us that humans are more important. Yento aso.
Enti ehia no say ose ni nuanom nyina mu na waye mobrohunu ene no Christ penin.
Eti Yesu na wo say obetwa kwan bi to a ebenya mobrohu Onyankopon anim. And yedru chapter 7 he will talk more about Christ who is a high priest more than the Aaronic or the Levitical priesthood. Obeka safa ye afa asofu die hu ye but ahane de o te ho kakra kyo mo say Yesu Kristo ye nokwafo. Okay? Na osan ye mobrohu for ye nto aso.
Onyankopon fam nioma no mu na waye oman no bone ho empata.
Enti mpata wo se nipa enya no abofo de o enya sa mpata ni bi but ye nipa ebenya mpata enam Yesu Kristo ewuo no so. Aha.
Na enam se ono ara ehunu so a wo so no hweye mu amane enti otumi bua won a wo so won ehwe eno.
Enti Yesu eboa ye wo ye mreyim. Yesu Kristo oba honam fam. Enti ye mra otease na osoye mu na oboa ye etwitwaje ye ehye ye den. Na ye bone kra na ye nya nuhu epa mu ka otimi ede sa bone na eden eche. So that is the end of chapter 2. Enti ye de besi ye bre ni nti no. And I heard chapter 1 need 2 nkwa and ye hu said there Hebrew 12 on a lot of comparisons or the Yesu atoto a d for no ho and or Sunday one atoto abofo amobo hu ye say Yesu Kristo so chen abofo. Okay, but ba obeye nipa no nche say Onyankopon mane ebeye say a little lower than angels no just because he has to do that so that through him we can also have salvation. Mwa bi ode boy and intina obeye te say ye no a otimi frɛ ye sɛ ye ni nua ene ye because we Onyankopon but oba nipa te biye mu ntino yetimi ebo ne din ema ne yi na emum eye saa enkwagye na ode beto ho no na ye nso ye nam so a ye nso ye drew heaven ho a ye beboro abofo so if say Kristo emu na ebenya saa da enkwa na so wu sorry no itisa na Hebrew 12 no e kan nyame pa next week ne behwe chapter 3 4 and 5 say bre wo mu a na yehu obeto aso a compare or the chapter 3 said them kind or they ever compare Moses chapter 4 no humi bia na enka was Joshua dem more anya home yes Christo na be my home papa. Okay, we have a rest that is more than the rest that was given previously. Eti Mr. Moma enka let us continue reading the book and ye be share ha na yeti me bie mu ye enti de be si awo question bi and a contribution ewo introductory stage, any chapter 1 and 2 now, obetime bisa afa no question time or contribution to the book of Hebrews. Anyway,
okay, and Kevin and Pese may add it to the reason why Jesus Christ about assassin. No, yeah, even no more. Titi ona wanje Bible ni no. Mumune say it doesn't really make sense. And I will put my saving the power. Why would he send his son to come? Also, man, a banner obewu. And other was a tear say Hebrew kata no my tear say it was because of us. Yen tina Jesus Christ to buy. Na not just because of say yen tino, but say be a yen so be tin ye me bia Bible no e kana say. Verse number 14 no. E wono echiri mu eyi pa e ma yete ase. The last time na you share there about trauma. Say obi akọ ha obi mu na ye boa no. Nipa na o che ne kan say me say for example a man say umada enwu da. Sorry for that. Say bia umama emfi mu da. Wonye the best person na obetimi encourage and say what two obi for obi ane mother efim. So because you have been in the situation, you have overcome it. So you can also help the person to overcome. Now, the book of Revelation talking about overcome. Say ye be saying you say as but say you betimi overcome death. And untina ye pe enkwaje. So verse 14 no or say 2 verse 14. Since therefore the children share in flesh and blood. Children are walking I was say many moja. The children share in flesh and blood. He himself likewise partook the same thing. It now was Jesus also be share flesh and blood. It was also be the same thing. That through death he might destroy the one who has the power over death. That is the devil. It's not about Jesus Christ betima babedi owo so no. It's a guy who betima save yen. O taka say o mu bedi owo so nkunim. But how would we understand? Yet me ntiase. So through the divinity of God, Nyankopon nim di mu no wo say o man ba Jesus Christ ba. Na obedi owo so. On say ka say obu situation bi if you really want to understand the person, put yourself in the person's shoe. For I say nipa no shoe mu ati ase. So say na be problem ma nipa ati ase say of course. This is the how I betima overcome death, you know. Now I was say, "Oh my Jesus Christ, baby nipa." Now overcome death. Now you say better say, death can be overcome."
That's about any about my bro. Okay.
That's what I say. As someone I walk on, I say, Jesus, on one God nana.
Okay. You can't go that. Yewo eja oba ene hon konkro no omu nyina itimi from God because they share the same attributes. Ye